Hello guys, my name is Karina. Welcome to my Amazon FBA channel. Today's video is going to be how much does it cost to start Amazon FBA? I wanted to really break down the costs, which I will put on this board so you guys can see of how much money it actually takes to start Amazon FBA. Now there are a lot of videos about this. A lot of them have different numbers. And honestly, it really depends. I'm gonna give you guys the breakdown of numbers and like a ballpark range. But the thing is, it's all very different depending on the product and the shipping, because shipping is actually quite variant because it is based on, especially if you do air shipping, it's based, oops, this happens every single time. It's based on the dimensions of the package as well as the weight of the package. So it really depends what kind of product you order, because sometimes a product might be small, but if it's heavy, that's really gonna up your shipping costs. So it's really variant. But the thing the takeaway from this that I want to tell you guys is that you can start with a small amount of money. It is completely possible. And actually guys, so when I was first starting out, I launched 2 products, and one, the shipping was like 4 times than the other one, and it was, I mean, it was heavier, that's why. But my second product wasn't like that much at all, and that's the one that worked out. And if I just invested into that one initially, which who would have known which one would have been the winning product, it would have been a lot less expensive. And you can start with smaller MOQs. There's a lot of people that say you need a 500 MOQ or you need 1,000 MOQ, but let me tell you, if you're literally starting with very little money, Amazon has so much opportunity that you can find a market that doesn't need that many units. Okay, so the big discrepancy comes within if your units need to be, if your market needs a giveaway or not. Because if it needs a giveaway, ultimately there's going to be a lot more costs to it, just because the market is more competitive. Maybe you need some more ranking juice to get on page 1, which means you trick Amazon's algorithm into thinking you're doing more sales by giving away your units at a discount. And this costs more because obviously you're giving away units that you're not profiting from. However, there are markets that you can go into where you can start with a smaller MOQ, which is minimum order quantity, pretty much the units that you get, and that you don't need to do giveaways for, and then that will ultimately bring down your costs a lot more. So you can honestly start at any level. It just depends the type of research you do and the product you pick. So I wanted to break down, like, if you're a beginner and you want to know exactly how much it costs, here's how much it costs. So the first thing, and you know, we're not going to leave you guys hanging, all the important things is on this paper. So to start FBA, let's do this. Start FBA. I hope you guys can actually read. Is this clear? Okay. So the first thing is how are you going to find your products, right? And that is for your product research cost, okay? PR. So product research, it has 2 components. Oh, you guys can't even see me if I go on that side. So the first component is your product research Chrome extension, which, and I'll give you 2 choices. There's the Viral Launch and there's Jungle Scout. So I personally use Viral Launch, and the Chrome extension costs me $20 a month, okay? And then when you're a beginner, you want to start kind of doing your product research in using the product discovery web app extension, and you can use Viral Launch. If you were to use the product discovery of this as well, which is the web app extension to find products, like to find niches and things, the total would be $59. And to be honest, I actually recommend the higher one for that option, $99, because that includes keyword research, and I think that's really important. So I would honestly, and this price includes $20, so I would actually go for the full $99 just because it has ability for you to do keyword research really well, and I really trust like Viral Launch or Jungle Scout for those types of things. If you were to go with Jungle Scout, and I know people have preferences, that's why I'm saying both of them. I personally use like all of them. I use Viral Launch, I use Jungle Scout, and I use Helium 10, which is another extension. But Jungle Scout, the web app for this is, I mean, not the web app, the Chrome extension is $99 at the cheapest. And then if you want to use like keyword research and product discovery tool, that's for, oh my god, I have the worst handwriting in this planet. That's $40. So it just kind of depends which plan you go for, which software you prefer. I do this. I use Viral Launches $20, and then I use this for Jungle Scout. So that's that step. Then there is your units, right? This is like the major cost of it. It's your actual units. Now this obviously depends on the product you pick, but I would say like if you don't know a market, I really recommend, like, I don't recommend going crazy maths, especially if it's something that doesn't need a giveaway. Like anywhere from 150 to 200 units is totally fine. Like even if you go with 150 units, like it's not going to be bad. It also depends on the lead time where a manufacturer can produce the order, because you never truly know if a product is going to work out. You can do your research all you want. There's still a chance, obviously, that it won't be a winning product. But that's why, honestly, guys, I have like 150 units. You can still do it if your product doesn't need giveaways. So we're gonna go with the scenario first that we don't need giveaways. So the first part is units. So we're gonna say 150 units. And again, this really depends on the price of your product. So we're just gonna do, like, let's say a typical product could range anywhere from like $3 or even like something super cheap, anywhere to like 7 or 8, and I've seen products that are like 10 and 15 to source. But realistically, when you're first starting out, your product, let's just say it's gonna be around like the $5 range, but that's even like really, if you really want to like super customize it, if it's it involves a lot of moving parts, like you can probably find a product for like $4 to $5. Let's make it $4.50, just like for a good happy medium. And then shipping is kind of where you know, where it also gets expensive, kind of. But for something around 150 units, honestly, the shipping should be around $350. Like this is just ballpark range for a product that's decently sized and decently like weighed. This isn't something that's like super heavy or something that's super wide. This is just like an average ballpark range. And again, you can really cut costs on this if you do sea shipping. This like halves basically if you do sea shipping, but it does take at least like 40 days. So for my first order, I never do sea shipping just because I cannot, that's like such a lost opportunity cost. I don't want to be waiting that long. So this, let me get that out. So 150 times 4.5, I don't know that on the top of my head. So let's calculate that. That's $675, 675, and this is obviously $350. So that's kind of like the bulk of it. And then there's the creative part of it, right? Like your listing optimization, which a lot of people actually don't mention in any of the videos I've watched. Like you need a logo, you need photos, and that depends on how well of photos your supplier has. A lot of the times you can take those, but a lot of the other times, like you're gonna have to find products maybe from competitors and just kind of edit them a little bit. And there's photoshoppers on Fiverr that can do that for you. It's kind of like a little gray hat trick, is to kind of use that. And I have a video on how to get inexpensive product photography using stock photography, basically, which is such a good idea. But basically for like the optimization part, you guys can honestly get away with, from like, depending on how much editing and things you need, like a logo, you could get a good logo for $5. Like, I know people say you need to spend like $35 on a good logo, but I've gotten some really good logos for $5. I'm not kidding. Like, honestly, you can get a good logo on Fiverr for $5. So, optimization will probably range you, depending on how complex your product is, from $35 to $100, and that's just ordering pictures. If you use my gray hat trick, which I have a video on, which I'll link down below, because if you hire a professional photographer and have to get a model to do your product, this is gonna go up a lot. This is gonna be like $200, $300, $400. But with the way I suggested, you guys can get it for a lot cheaper. And so I'll link this video, and I'll also link links to Viral Launch and Jungle Scout and that stuff, because obviously you guys need to use it if you're first time sellers. So this would probably be, oh, and then the one thing, this is your launch, right? And this only goes for those of you who are in markets that need a launch. Not every market needs a launch, right? This, if you're using a software like like Viral Launch, this is $400 just for the launch. And again, you have to take into account that if you do a launch like this, depending on your market, and okay, if you're ordering from 150 to 200 units, and you think you're like, if your giveaways in a, let me rephrase this, if your giveaways in a day are small, like if if your market is making like 10 sales or less a day, or even 15 sales less a day, you probably don't need to launch your product. You can probably get away with launching it using pay-per-click, PPC advertising, without having to do crazy giveaways. And this will be slower, like you'll get into page 1 maybe within a week or 2, just by running organic PPC. And just if you have a really good listing, that's the key. You really have to make sure that you have a good listing if you want to launch your product without using a third-party software like Fire Launch to do it for $400 extra, and plus all the fees of Amazon and extra units. So you can rank it organically with PPC, but those are not upfront costs. Those costs will be taken out once you make a sale, so it's not anything upfront that you have to worry about. But if your product is selling a lot of units a day and you're really going after a competitive product, you're gonna need to order more than 150 units, because if you do your launch and you, like, within a span of a week, even if you give away 10 units, that's 70 units. And if you're selling, I don't know, like, you're gonna run out really fast, right? So you really have to take a lead count into consideration if you're doing a launch. Otherwise, like, you're gonna run out of stock and you're gonna risk having to relaunch your product. So this is something like you really have to do your research on to see if your product really needs a launch. But for those of you starting out with a smaller capital, like, not every single product needs a launch. And I am a prime example to tell you that, because I have launched several products without actually physically doing a launch. So let's pretend that we're not going to do this, and we're going to calculate the total cost for you guys of starting. So we're going to try to, like, do bare minimum. So let's do $20 plus the $20 for the viral launch, Chrome extension to see the numbers on the product, plus Jungle Scouts, $40 to do your keyword research and to do your product discovery like research. Then we're gonna do $675 for the actual product, plus $350 for shipping. And then let's do $55 for your thing. So the number I get right here, an average of $1,140 for your first product. Now, if you're doing a launch, you can add that on here, but then if you're doing a launch, you would have to add on more units. But I'm just letting you guys know that this is actually a thing, so you're not surprised what this is. And I'll have videos on how to launch products here, but you don't need that much money, right? Like, this is, it looks like a lot because it's like four digits, and you know, this will take, if you're working a minimum wage job, it does take a long time to earn this money, and it's really valuable. However, guys, what is more scary is actually lost opportunity cost. It's the amount of time, it's the amount of potential money you could be making if you don't take this investment, if you don't take this risk. Because, like, if hypothetically you do poorly and this doesn't work out and you lose this money, you can earn it back, right? But if you don't take this risk and don't invest this money, then potentially your return on this could be way more, and it could set you free and give you a full-time income on this product that you're investing, or potentially begin to get you to the point of, you know, making extra passive income. You're going to be losing a lot more. You're going to be losing time, you're going to be losing money. So I always suggest, like, money isn't just meant to be sitting around there. It's meant to be invested and to grow into something. And this is an amazing opportunity to grow it into something. And I've definitely, like, I have lost money on Amazon as well. Like, it's not just all product hit after hit, successful. Like, you will potentially lose money, right? But then you will get a product that won't lose you money, just because based on statistics, like, in Amazon's opportunity and amount of products sell, you just have to really optimize it really well and really do your research, and you will have success with this. Like, I am certain that you will. So that's kind of the general cost of this. This doesn't seem like a lot, honestly. Like, to the amount that you can be earning back, it's actually quite well. So yes, $1,140 to start your Amazon FBA business. Not bad, guys, not bad. And then, you know, you can negotiate this down with your suppliers. You can do sea shipping later on and really bring this down eventually. But for now, find a product within this range. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope that this was helpful. If you guys like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I post daily. And also, if you have any questions, always comment them down below. I answer all the comments, and I talk to everyone who DMs me on my Instagram as well. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video.